Okay, welcome back, everybody. Apologies for that. I'm not quite sure what happened there. iRacing crashed, and then as I tried to rejoin the session, the whole system went down completely. So we'll just have to tune a couple of settings while we're on the go to make sure that everyone's overlays are showing the correct thing. We've currently not got the correct liveries on the cars either. We'll get that sorted out as we go along.
I don't even have a feed right now. Everything's fine.
And there you go. Right.
Awesome.
So somehow Albert Primo's no longer leading. I'm going to go and hedge a bet that that's a pit stop.
This was not a pit stop. Verdonk overtook Van der Akker on the... sorry, someone overtook Primo on track. I can't remember if it was Van der Akker or Verdonk, but they have both pitted now, and Verdonk has stayed out.
Okay, so I'm assuming Van der Akker overtook Primo on track somehow.
That makes sense.
And then... yeah, that makes sense from there.
Liam de Kock still leads Sebastian van der Roevel and James Abram. Christian Glamsetter got sent to the Shadow Realm, courtesy of Jean-Paul Seaman. your hypercar champion for the season. So unfortunate for that race to go the way it did, but
yeah, that's why Jean Paul is now in the pit lane as well, I believe. LMP2 leader to the pit lane alongside the second place runner. Well, what was second place runner? James Ebron takes the lead, but that's through nature of not having pitted yet. Alright, we may just get some grey cars on screen for just a second.
Hope we see the code.
Gone very quickly like that. Look, that's what we do. Speed and efficiency. Quinten Verdonk to the pit lane then after that extended stint compared to Van der Wacker and Preem, who stayed out just a little bit longer. I'm wondering what's happened to Preem because the pace has dropped off significantly for Albert Preem. We're still not getting the right livery, so apologies for that. But Albert Preem staying out.
The DLR car has become a DHL car. No, Prema's leading quite considerably in the early going, and I'm falling off pace a little bit, so like I said, I'm not sure what's going on. As Varley and Jan Jarvis have had presumably a meeting. Race control having a look at. They're all quiet now as GT3s, excuse me, come for the pit stop. Well, most of the field has come in at this point. First through 8th, all in. Where's Jarvis in this?
Jarvis stays out, as we've come to expect at this point, going at least a lap longer than everybody else. So 28 minutes, that's not enough to do this on free stops. Yeah, so Jarvis is going to have done 30 minutes. So Jarvis at the moment is going to be
James
one pit
Ebron
stop shorter than the rest of them.
I don't know which. James Ebron just got into the side of Mick Seiton coming to the pit road. That was weird. This might be a Sebastian Vettel China moment of knowing the rules as to where you actually need to be slow, but they got into the side of each other, which is a bit weird. Jean-Paul Seaman has been given a time penalty for an earlier contact.
That'll be for the one with the GT3 with Christian, I believe, went it? A GT3 LMP2, yeah.
Yes.
So where's James going to come out relative to these two? He's not going to be anywhere near, but that was expected after the slow start he had to his race with that spin that we saw towards the end of lap 2. Sebastian, he's staying close to Liam though. These two are going to battle it out throughout the full 90 minutes here, so still an hour to go for these two. And that's Liam deep there, all over the gravel. He's lost about half a second there, and it's going to give Sebastian a mega run here down the straight towards the loop. Can he do anything about it though? No, just about half a second back. So he's going to need a little bit more if he wants to try and make a move for the lead on track at least. But he can save some nice fuel where he's sat at the moment, it's worth noting as well. I think this Jarvis strategy is going to be really interesting as it plays out as well. We spoke about that very briefly, but that's a big fuel advantage if you can go that longer and make it to 30 minutes.
Safely over 30 minutes as well. I think all the drivers can if they come at 29, they just have to save a little bit further down the road, but if Jarvis can get the saving done early, he needs to save less than the latest.
Sebastian is going to chance it. As Liam de Kock gets caught up behind a GT3, we've got GTP coming through, and Sebastian has to take avoiding action. Gosh, that was close stuff. As the GT3 driver went off the road, and we had the GTP coming through, who nearly got all tangled up in that as well.
And that's just a case of find a little bit of room to breathe in, because it is just a plume around. Oh, Matthias Whiten's sideways, Jean-Paul Seaman next to him. I'm not sure what's going on there, but I don't think it's good.
So he's in a beautiful blue Cadillac. Gotta say, I love that livery. What's going to go wrong here then? Oh, Matthias just drops it on the white line again. Oh no!
What was that?
Oh, Van der Heuvel's off as well. Alongside Albert Preem. And race control, I've noted a lot more cars than that, so I think this is going to get very ugly.
What's the rejoin for Sebastian?
That's what happened to Sebastian. Oh, I mean, yeah. Not sure who that was. Yeah, that was Jean-Paul Seaman, I think, unfortunately for him. That's unfortunate for Sebastian. He was on a charge there, and he's getting into more contact as we come back live. He was on a charge there, that's cost him 10 seconds to the leader, and this put James Ebram a lot closer to him as well. So Sebastian's going to have to knuckle down now and play the long game, you would have thought.
Needs to calm down a bit though.
With Sebastian.
Sultan gets ready for something. 13th place in the GT.
Race control are going to have a busy afternoon muting people's microphones, aren't they? Nobody very happy with a lot of what's going on today. So, what's happened to Albert Cream as well? He's a long way down the
He's died. He is disconnected.
Contact was after the rejoin. A couple of minutes after that.
Find what happened to Albert. I'm going to try and search the log that I have. This is Albert Cream going off track. It's a lovely camera angle, I say.
It's accurate for the race, I would say. That car is being parked.
Was it Albert that hit Sebastian? I think it must have been Albert that hit Sebastian.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It's Albert that got into Sebastian.
Another shot of that replay for you. That is.
I think you have to say that was not an intentional dive. I think something went wrong there for Albert. He's calculated his braking zone massively. I don't think he was trying to sneak through at that kind of speed, was he?
Where the offline was going to be a little bit more damp than perhaps people might be ready for.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a sneaking suspicion we got the end result of a wet offline. Schulten's been giving a warning.
That must be to that incident with Sebastian. Race control clearly believed that Sebastian was not left enough room once he was already alongside. Apologies, not sure why we're seeing this here. This is Anthony Caranta, and I'm still seeing scenic images for some reason, but here we go. Anthony in the Audi. Was not aware that was a livery he was running, but there we go. That's why I was all confused there. But that's Anthony there defending from Mick Sayan right behind, and Mick's going to try and get down the inside. There's not going to be room there.
And the R cars tripping over each other. Vincent Vandenberg finally gets the launch past his teammate. Easy pass on the straights. Caranta's been given a little bit of breathing room behind.
Yeah, it's just settling down though, isn't it? We've had this a couple of times this season, and particularly in that final round last season, where everything just settles down a little bit before it all gets chaotic again. It's Mercedes Vuyten trying to, is trying to make the position up on Sebastian, but obviously in the GTP that's going to be a relatively easy overtake. But Matthias on a sort of recovery drive at this point.
Also a recovery line as well, gets very wide there through Cobbs. I think it was just about on the track limits, but definitely trying to carry something there. Rain continues to fall, intensity picking up slightly from where it was previously.
Worth noting as well, Jeffrey Ross running P2 at the moment. That's going to give him third place in the championship as well. So even though the win is decided, as in the championship victor is decided, we're still going to get plenty of battles through the field. Did you just say the rain was picking up as well, Kevin?
Only mildly. It's gone from a sort of pale green to a very deep green. So not expecting a massive degradation in track quality, but it was particularly quality to begin with.
Take a look at what happened here and that's not the right car. Here we go. Welding Gatch has picked up a 4X, and that's also a live images. Here we go. Oh gosh.
I think he just sniped the rear bumper and he's going to get it cut off again. Ooh. Not sure what that was about.
It's under investigation at the moment from race control. Davey's built a nice lead out front, hasn't he? 13 seconds to Jeffrey Ross.
Oh yeah, that was horrible.
Gets on the radio to apologise for a bad move. As Matteo Lemray sideways on the track, we get him moving before he gets in any danger. You see him there, coming across by his teammate. Fighting out here on track.
This Matteo's Weissen gets past. It wasn't much of a fight to put up, was it? But, oh goodness. You can see Sebastian getting snap-nosed here there. And I bet you cannot see anything behind either of these cars. Even in the GTP, look, following behind the GT3 in Magus and Beckett, you can't really see much, can you?
It is very unpleasant being this close to another car. You can just feel the lack of visibility. You just have to hope you know where the track is. Normally what I do is I go for the old excuse me, super speedway trick, where you don't look at the road, you look at like the light fixtures or the fence or whatever you can see. Here your entire screen is being rained out. You have no way of telling where anything is. It's very difficult to position yourself on track in a situation like this. You really need to be aware of your surroundings. Much, much more than normally, and it's very challenging to do at high speeds.
Yeah, Mick Satan's still struggling to get past here though, and I think he's going to be pretty fed up of running in this spray soon. Not only is it like a bit difficult and makes your job a lot harder, it's also not very pleasant to just be driving into a block of greyness for a whole race as well. It really throws your concentration, makes it very hard to sort of use those instincts that you learn over several laps of practice. Just know what
Jean-Paul Seaman has manually disconnected from this session. Oh my lord! Ivan Hubert has just got turned. It wasn't a particularly violent one, but it was rough.
That's not Ivan Hubert. He's not showing up on my log, and that would be why. This is what happened to Ivan Hubert. Here we go. Sebastian trying to go down the inside. But that's not going to be the contact, so is it going to be the GTP? That's the 19 of Vincent van der Moelenbrugge. Tries to slot down the inside, and there just isn't quite room for the two of them.
And one of them ends up in the grass. As a result, will not be too happy going forwards. I will say, Jean-Paul Seaman has disconnected. He was already the champion, but I suspect we're not getting a champion's interview.
No, and I think most of all they'll be slightly disappointed to have not gotten any opportunity for donuts at the end of the race. It didn't really matter where he finished. It would have been nice to see some donuts from our champion. We've still got a couple of champions to crown, and James Ebrams looking good for that championship in LMP2 at the moment. As is Ignas Vincereskis in GT3 Pro, but don't count out Adam Jarvis. If he can do one less stop than the others, that's an awful lot of time he's going to make up in that stage of the race, and still just about 50 minutes to go in this session, so a lot of time for stuff to go wrong for these drivers.
Albert Preem's been handed a 20-second penalty, considering Preem's, as far as I can tell, only completed 2 laps. I suspect that's not going to have a great effect on the overall standings.
No, a long way off the pace, showed mega pace at the start of the race, but oh, we're talking about Peter Preems, not Preem, aren't we?
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah. Showed did 3 laps. I'm not sure what happened to Peter actually. I think we missed that on the broadcast, unfortunately. No way to go back now after my whole PC crashed.
The race was so intense.
Yeah, it was too much for my computer to handle. It couldn't witness so much racing, and maybe so much rain. like we said, we're in that sort of calm phase at the moment. Daniel Morphy, though, is not too far off the back of Senna Bockhoven, showing a long way off. A long way off Massimiliano Ligari, sorry, but he's very, very close to the back of Senna Bockhoven. He currently runs second in AM.
Just running away with the lead of the M category. It's very pleasant, nothing interesting happens drive. Which is exactly what you want in a situation like this. If everything could go wrong around you, having nothing happen to you, you're probably in a good position. Traffic has thinned out, and as soon as I try and say we're calming down, Mr. Marley, the Getty has been spun.
Well, what's going to go wrong here? Because there's not really anyone near him at the moment. GTP.
There is a chasing GTP.
Way back, there we go. Oh, and he's spun on his own. And
takes a chunk of the
he
paint.
nearly got away with it as well, and he has done for the most part, but a bit more time needed to. This is our closest on-track battle, that's why we're focusing on this at the moment. We'll obviously jump to anything else if that happens as we go through the session, but Daniel Morphy ever closer.
Took a bite out of the rear bumper of Snubbercoven there. Moves to the inside, just shows the bumper. I don't think you want to make that your braking zone, given we've seen how well it ended previously for the Harpoon that Albert Cream became.
Just cannot see a thing as he goes down the old pit straight into Cox Corner.
They are the best conditions. You can't see a damn thing.
See how careful Morphy's having to be on the throttle in these wet conditions. Should keep you updated on incident points. Ayrton Poitkoven's managed to rack up 15 so far today. Melvin Gax racked up 22, and Pranto Ovale has racked up 20 as well. So yeah, I think even with that raised incident limit, we're going to see some people head into the pit lane to serve at least one drive-through with the way they're racking up so far.
Speaking of heading to the pit lane, Jesus Jimenez has also come into the pit lane, has quit the donk, and that makes me suspicious. As Antonio Segaro has gone for a little spin off the top of Beckett's. I suspect this might be self-inflicted, goes offline to try and get some clear vision, but again, there's just no grip around these parts. It's a good spin, very high quality, and does go against race direction slightly there, in that he probably should have gone around that little nubbin and rejoined the track there, but I'm not going to hold it against him. Let's go back on board with Daniel Morphy, still in the hunt.
Still unable to find a way past though.
Yeah.
What's happened to James? Into the wall for James Ibram from second place in class as he ran.
That car's not going. That's a tow. That car has been completely demolished.
He's still trying to drive it out of that gravel trap. I'm assuming, yeah, he's basically next to the pit lane, so doesn't need to get it very far.
No, here's the problem though. At this point, a tow is like no time at all. That car is, I don't want to say junked. It's clearly got at least a little bit of throttle. Yeah, he's hit tarmac and realised he can't drive it.
That was the smart call for James Ibram, unfortunately. That's going to send him to the pit lane. He's going to have to make 2 more stops after this as well on fuel. So,
but what, pray tell, happened to the 8?
yeah, let's take a look at the replay. If we can. Go. James Ebram off track in. Oh, on that painted line, that's twice this race.
Yeah.
I've seen it twice from James, and that was, well, a lot of damage, but he went in with some serious speed.
Obviously, the car side was like the brakes don't work, you're just going full throttle, the track is super slick, you're going to just skate across it all the way, and there is a gravel trap that could try and slow you down a bit, but they're just coming in too hot at that point. That is Carlos Pods, and that car is looking more like a Whelen Modified than an LMP.
It's the same GTP. It's the same bit of a track, and that's all that I am seeing with Carlos. Oh no, here we go. I think this is what happened. Oh, well that looked like he just went straight on, didn't it? It didn't look like a curb-induced moment necessarily.
You get on the paint, you can get the rear. No, that car's just
the
locked
inside,
down at the front.
right, yeah.
Obviously, that means it doesn't turn. At that point, you're going straight. The brakes don't have any purchase, and you saw the end result there. Car in wall.
Well, that's spiced up for a second. That's how you know it's never over till it's over in today's race. So Sebastian back up to P2 despite having a couple of incidents. Liam Note will be pretty pleased with the way this race has gone for him. He's kept his nose clear, and that's why he's now, well, he was about 20 seconds out in the lead. I'm not sure if he's just come into the pit. No, 32 seconds, sorry, out in front. And Matteo Lemre has seemingly found the wall as well. What's happened to Matteo? He already got damage there. And let's go wrong here.
Not a terrible place to be in a parking spot. Oh, just loops it. Okay. Vandermeer has been given a 10-second time penalty for the early contact with Ivan Ubera. There we go.
It was expected, wasn't it? From when we saw the incident, I think.
It's a pretty safe conclusion there from race control. I don't think that's going to be too contentious as Jeffrey Ross comes to the pit lane. I believe that might be scheduled. Ross pitted a little bit early in the run last time around.
I'm loving these camera angles today for my racing.
Other drivers should be coming in 2 laps time based on what they did previously. As obviously due to the event pits at Silverstone, we just don't get the vision of Ross pitting. Again, just the amount of spray that gets kicked up there is absolutely insane. Can't see a thing. Vincenzo Sorice still uses GT3s. No one really contesting at this moment in time, but keep an eye out for Adam Jarvis and Oriel Folks. Banking position. Jarvis, we know, is probably good on fuel to make it a one more stop if he can make the hour mark. So it's a question of, can everyone else make it on one more as well, or has Jarvis pulled another fuel mileage blinder?
I think it's going to be difficult, isn't it? You would imagine that fuel usage has maybe gone up a little bit since that early stage of the race as well, now that you're not in as much traffic. And also, but on the counter side, no formation lap, although the formation lap was only a couple of corners, so not an awful lot of fuel would have been put on the formation. See when they all come to pit lane, about 10 minutes before we'd expect to see Jarvis, and a little bit less for the rest of the field. Jarvis are a long way off the lead, and I mean, I don't know how long a pit stop is here, but off the top of my head, I don't know if you have that information.
I will honestly tell you, it depends how much fuel you want to put in the car.
I'm seeing about 20 seconds on my overlays, which is Jarvis is a lot further than 20 seconds off the lead right now. It might help him jump up in the position, but it's not going to help him challenge Vinceresky's in the title, fortunately, as they run.
Well, I'll tell you who probably won't make it on one more stop. Alex Ott and Luigi Nespolino have both come to the pit lane, and it is definitely too soon to come in now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is planned or not. It's a little early for them on strategy, actually. Daniel Wolpe also taps out. That car looks fine to me.
I wonder if maybe these guys know that they can't make it, so now they're just gonna go flat out to the end, and that's why they're in a little bit earlier this time than they were last time.
Quentin Bosi has beached the car, bizarrely. I've not actually seen that in iRacing before. As I was gonna just let him have the little slide in peace, but this is unfortunate.
I have managed to do that myself before when rain was first introduced to iRacing. Drove one of the hypercars at Le Mans, and that is very, very different to very, very similar. Sorry, to what I had there, but it's very difficult, I think, to do pretty much anywhere where you're not in a gravel track and it's soaking wet. Right, Tiemann Scholten's been off as well. What's happened to him in the DLR Porsche?
Everything looks calm and normal until you go to the brakes. At which point you don't get enough of the brakes and the car goes straight on the corner, and that's, I think they would call that suboptimal.
Just a little bit too much speed, isn't it? And we're seeing a couple of lockups actually now.
That is not the line to see, but the car definitely not handling like he needs it to right now.
And Vaca into the pits as well from the lead.
Again, won't be able to make it on one from here, I'd have to say.
No, definitely not.
So I'd like to inform everybody of something that's actually rather miraculous. For the first time that I can tell, and I'm about to get a very nasty message if I'm wrong, for the first time that I can tell, I think race control might actually be clear of incidents.
That's not a good thing to say, is it? Because now there's going to be a flood of incidents for race control.
But I thought this race was going to be a complete mess, so I had to hand it to the drivers. They've behaved very nicely out here. The racing has been good. Oliveira decided to do a little bit of sausage consumption and shows his headlights presumably the hypercar that got past him and forced him off the line a little bit in his head.
Yeah, I don't think he was too happy with that, but to be honest, I'm not really sure what else the GTP could have done there.
Oh, that's
again.
A black flag.
Is
that an incident limit? Black flag?
Yeah, he's just hit 24. So 24 this stage in the race. Randy's going to pick up another one, but I think he's crashed as well. I think something's happened to trigger this.
That looks that's very sideways. The track does not rotate that much. That is a E2X loss of control.
And that's what's sent into the pit lane, and Alex Ott has found the wall as well. He was running very well in class, Alex Ott, before this moment.
Chunk of spray in the face, lose your markers on exit, tap of the grass. No, hold on to it. Can't, tag slapper as he tries to get the car back across. Unfortunate.
Fortunately for him, he's not picked up too much damage, nearly did when he tried to pirouette it round. That does cost him a lot of on-track position. Bram trying to get past Tiemann ahead. Been for a little while now.
See Siri Chain Minstrelsky's coming to the pit lane. I'll tell you now, they are not good on fuel. I don't think they can make it to the end from here. Kellberger follows, Falk follows. I don't want to say look out for Adam Jarvis again, because I keep saying it, but there's a certain Spanish Inquisition GT3 driver that I think might be good on the fuel on the stop. And it's a question of where does that cycle out?
We've seen him do it before, haven't we? So never count him out. On board with the Ferrari and Bram Cran.
Trying to chase down Shelton here. It's got a little bit of breathing room for now, and obviously the closer you get, the worse the spray gets.
Who's going to go D?
Yeah, I think it's a brake marker there.
Into the pit lane for Tiemann Scholten though. Bram stays out for another lap.
Okay. Look at that.
Has he already pitted? I'm not sure yet.
Bram Cran has not pitted yet, no. But also a bit further down the order. 2 minutes later should be good on fuel when they pit. So cycles out, because obviously into a little bit more than 30 minutes as well. You need to be able to finish your lap wherever the leader takes. Checkers Van der Wacker currently would have the honour of doing so as a 22-second lead in category. So feeling very comfortable up there. Ross and Zagara not really able to close up as it stands. Van der Ruvel has a 9-second lead over Liam de Kock, Melvin Gak in the pit lane. We'll see how that cycles out. What's the LP2s take there? Maybe final round of pits. Van der Ruvel will need to pit again, definitely. And then Ceruche, Vincerowski's Falk, Kittenberg, Ospelino have all pitted. It's a question of how long does that fuel tank last? Can Jarvis? I will say, even in Vero, it's actually on the same strategy. No, he pitted a lap earlier than Jarvis, but is able to stay out for now and might just be able to do a one stop to the end from here. So it might
imagine with some big lifts as well.
Yeah. "30 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the race. Still a lot to play for in the GT3s. The hypercars do seem to be spreading themselves a bit thin.
Into Verdonk, repairs are done, trying to make his way back through the field.
We've got currently 5 laps down. Might be struggling to get a decent finish, but only to do 20% of the leaders to get not qualified. What's the word I'm thinking of?
Classified.
Classified, thank you.
Mick Sayan, the driver who we were following his battle with Bram Cran a few laps ago, has picked up a speeding on pit lane entry penalty, so you got to drive through for that. I'm being told by race control. The automatic penalty for my racing, of course. Building Gax picks up a black flag as well, but that's for incident limit violations. I could put James back in the battle for P3.
I don't know if it's different on oval, actually. I was going to say, I'm fairly sure speeding in pit road is a stop and hold penalty.
I think it's just a drive through here. I think it depends on how much you speed by as well. We just saw Ayrton running off the road there. Let's take a look how that happened. The driver running P4 as they stand right now. Or just deep the brakes.
Yeah, that's been a problem corner for a lot of drivers. This race has gone on, the rains continue to build there, and Stencock even cut a corner there, as Matthias Weiden has been sideways on Brooklyn.
Let's take a look at what happened to him here.
Looks like a solo incident. Probably just going to lock the front and go in a straight line.
Just deep and too much speed. We've seen that happen to one of the LMP2s as well, haven't we, in the same place? Just very slippy as you get to the outside of the track.
Gutierrez and Van der Millbrook sort of close together on track. A little bit of a gap between them as it stands currently, but...
Four Thames is the best battle that we've got at the moment.
Yeah.
Gutierrez just shows his nose. Not close enough right
to get
now.
vision. Well, then he has to think he's waiting for back to try and make an actual move. So Jarvis has now pitted. Ubera is already pitted. Those two,
Ubera maybe less so,
feel...
but yeah, Jarvis, I think is definitely good.
And can go full send, I believe, towards the end once he gets out of the pit lane, or at least mostly full send. So might be able to claw back some of the deficit. Currently sat a minute and 8 seconds off the lead as they exit the pits. I don't want to be too alarmist, but unfortunately, line-to-line pit road, I have scored at 43, 47 seconds across the board, depending on what they're doing on pit road, so might be a little bit too far back to contend for a win, but could definitely get a lot of positions here.
Big moment for James Ebram there, as he's trying to close up to the back of Melvin Gack to move back onto the podium. About 8 tenths separate the two of them as they run, but Melvin track position advantage right now, and James obviously used his fast repair already in this race. He's got to be a little bit more careful. So as they run right now, James Ebram will be champion, but that's expected.
Oh my word, Dave Van der Vacker's just lost it on the front stretch. That is bizarre.
Race leader,
the
David
car
Van
just
der Vacker.
Looped around. He hit the wall. It looks like he's not got a meatball, so he's got away with the worst of it. But what happened there?
Well, it's not this incident, is it? I'm trying to find anything that it could have been. No, that's Ayrton. That's why.
Yeah.
It's something with this incident for Davey. It's just in the turbulence spraying. I think was he one wheel on the paint, maybe. Well, wow, that was two fairly big hits into the wall, actually.
Yeah, I'm not sure how he's driving on. Van der Ovel's gone for a little bit of a lawn mowing as we get the replay here. Just, again, you're on the paint, you can have a bad time. Does have a lot of space to work in. Does avoid collision here, thankfully, but a little bit of a spook there for...
That's chopped the lead down from about 30 seconds down to 15, though, so Davey using that buffer that he built up. Michael Kellenberger on track to win that GC3 AM Championship, as expected, currently 36 seconds out in the lead. Nico Monti's close up to the back of Senna Botkoven as well for second place in the race. And I think next update from Andy is going to be that the GT3 Pro provisional winner, but leader at the moment will be Ignis Vintoreskis. Just need to see how this following half an hour folds out to see what really happens, because obviously we've got Adam on that alternate strategy, which isn't going to be enough on its own, but if something goes wrong for Ignis it could be. Davey to the pit lane.
Radio. Not sure what that was about.
Come on.
Well, Monty's actually been pushed off track there on my brief cut of that incident, so I think that time he had an excuse to get on the radio. We'll see what happens here.
Andy, please check blue flag Bosley.
I think he's not happy with Bossy here, who had blue flags. Oh, and that was, he was chasing for the second place spot in class, wasn't he?
I need a different view of that, but that doesn't bode well for the driver on the inside of that corner.
I think you have to remember driver on the inside had the blue flags as well, so
yeah,
probably should have let him go before they got to the corner.
What I was thinking. I'll let race control investigate, because I don't even know who got the hit there, so I will leave it in their capable hands. They were lacking some action. There they go.
It's cost Nicoli Monti about 10 seconds in his battle for second place in GT3 AM. Worth pointing out that Oriol is running just behind Ignis, but Ignis 100 points ahead of Oriol in the standings, so Oriol needing something to go wrong for Ignis in this race. If Oriol wants to beat him, and obviously Adam's a long way down the now,
No.
Oh, another moment for Sebastian. What's happened here?
Check.
Well, Naspolino gets on the radio and immediately under investigation. Race control directly on top of that one. Unfortunately,
Oh, that's too much speed. And I tell you what, it's very, very close to being a big incident with the GT3. And Sebastian doing a smart thing and not trying to turn into the corner. Sure.
So Van der Heuvel and Matteo Lemery, I think that is in the 43. Marks under investigation.
So. Matisse off the road briefly. What happened here? Turbulent there.
A little bit too much, yeah. Speedy thing comes in, speedy thing goes out.
Ignis looking good for the championship right now, as we discussed.
Oh, car sideways, Matteo Lemery gets away with it for the most part.
Got GTP, LMP2 and GT3. This never goes well, does it? Woohoo! And well, somehow they all survived that first stage. And then Matteo had a moment all on his own on the curb, and wow! That was very, very close. That's almost a reverse of what we saw earlier on in the race.
Just an update on that early incident we saw with Bosey and who was it you got in contact with?
Rossi and
Monty.
It was Monty, yeah, so...
Yeah, so... oh, yeah, there's the incident from a different angle, and it just looks significantly worse from that angle, and that's why Quentin Bushisibo has been having to drive through penalty for causing a collision.
And Immorbi briefly passes Ivan Perez. He goes into the pit lane for his pit stop.
That is definitely one way to make a pass. Cigaro under investigation. Additional reason why it immediately show.
Anthony Carranza under attack again from Brown Cran. Right on the back of him.
It's super scary closing in the braking like that. You don't know if the car's gonna stop slowing down sometimes. It's always nerve-wracking to close the braking like that. Type of car will split them apart. Vandervacker slides into the distance. Closed up on Jeffrey Ross a lot actually. That's that gap now just about 5 seconds.
That's Ross yet to pit, is it though?
Yes, Ross would need to pit. Vandervacker has pitted and I believe should be good to the end. Cigaro might need to. Koven I think is fine. Cigaro has been given a 10-second time penalty for forcing a driver off the track. Control not having any of that.
Oh! Big moment for Brown Cran as we follow on board. Gets snappy oversteer over the curb.
Might be very careful getting your foot down here. You're joining a live track.
Keeps it out of the wall.
He wants to drive off.
And that's the advantage of having somewhere with slightly bigger runoffs than they'd be used to at some other courses.
Oh, Melvin Gack rear hard into the barrier. It's close to the pit lane. That's the view of the driver as the impending doom lurks. Too much wheel, too much paint. Car gives up underneath. Rear plate comes off and, well, at least it's a very quick access to the pit road.
I mean, yeah, if you're going to go off anywhere, that's the place to do it, isn't it? A lot of cars to the pit lane now. Is Mick saying 6 tenths behind Matteo Lemire right now?
Where is Matteo Lemire in this skin, you may ask?
He's one of those grey blobs ahead of you. Who knows which one? And that gap's actually just opened up a little bit. Let's see, GTP traffic's made their way through.
Oh no! I'm going to call this now. Vincent van der Elbroek just got resafe joint lead. I didn't get a great view of it, but I think that's exactly what happened. Silverstone is going to end up sideways on this track here in a brief moment in time.
Seen it many times through this section.
And he just doesn't lock the car down and ends up rolling. And hold your damn brakes.
That's a meatball flag for Senna Botkoven as well, who was running second in class. He can make his pit stop here though, make it to the end. But not great news for Vincent either, who was chasing some positions up the road from him. Ivan Ubera making his way past Senna there.
Very nicely done. Just need to make sure to get the car stopped in time for this corner, which should be relatively straightforward. Silverstone has been given a black flag. And let's drive through penalty from race control because, as I suspected, that's not holding brakes and causing a collision. And speaking of collision, Vincent Vincerevskis, I think, has had a little bit of a tap with Quanto Vale.
Yeah, let's take a look. It's picked up a 2x here. Oh no, he lost it all on his own there. On the pain. And wow, Avale ends up driving from Avale there to avoid that. Congratulations, Quanto Avale. That's the best avoiding action I think we've seen all season. Wow, and do you know what that's done? That's put Oriol Folk just 3 seconds behind Ignis here in their championship fight, 100 points down, so he needs something else to happen in this race, but that is going to put
blue flag.
That is going to put Ignis a little bit scared. Vincent Soroche not happy about Bran and the way he said the blue flag. He's still in front of him, that's why.
I believe it's command blue flags for in-class lap traffic.
Yeah,
and that's unfortunately
why.
not a great passing window because you have to go so deep there to get the move onto that far back. If he gets, no, that's you have to get your.
He should have lifted out of the throttle a lot sooner there. Yeah.
Like crap. I don't mind a little bit of a door bang because that was a fairly safe place to bang doors for Sorice. Like you, that's just like, hey, I'm here. I need space. Give me space. But Cran needs to get out of it.
Yeah, he needed to get out of that a lot sooner, didn't we? We saw it coming, and so did Soroche. Folk to the pit lane, though, from P3. And Zarevski's carry on, but that gap to the lead has come down a lot now because of that incident, about 5 seconds.
Meanwhile, Ross and Van der Wacker are 1 second away from each other in the track, in the lead for the GTP category, and it might... No, there's no way Ross can make it on field from there. That's way too much. That Pont's being polite, waiting for traffic to get past.
What happened to Carlos? He's running outside of the GT3, he carries a little bit too much speed and ends up in the gravel trap.
You're never sure how much grip you have on the outside there, and it's just a little bit too slippy on the gravel to get the car rejoined as you want to, so that when your car's like this, I respect from Ponce, just waits for traffic. And doesn't cause a further instance.
There as well to keep that car moving after we've seen other people getting caught up in the gravel, sorry.
I believe that is Cran in front of him now, though, and I saw the blinkers on for Pont, so he's probably not happy about something. Does manage to get around, though. So Falk has pitted and has come out in 5th, ahead of Ott and Legeri, who have both pitted as well. and crucially ahead of Jarvis and Ubera, who are already safe.
Maybe Van der
So
Vacker
that's
on
all
the back
fight
of
for
Jeffrey
lead.
Ross. Yeah. Are these on the same pit strategy right now, Kevin? Have we got a pit stop
No,
from
Ross
Jeffrey
definitely
Ross?
needs to pit again. I think he's...
Oh, he's off the
This
road.
Lino gets on the radio.
Van der Vacker
Ross
retakes the
slips.
lead. Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of pit stops in GTP. We've got a lot of people into the pit lane. James Ebram into the pit lane in LMP2 as well. It's your leader and second place driver carry on for one more lap.
But Van der Vacker should be good to the end. I don't think anyone else near the front of the field is. So I think Van der Vacker might just have this in spades. Coming in early, getting that top of fuel. Exactly what he needed. And should. Because nothing's guaranteed here. We've seen a lot of cars moving in very unpredictable ways in places. Should be good to the end.
And Jarvis runs P8 right now. I think we're going to see him shoot up the order a little bit when we see the rest of the pit stop cycles. Just trying to look at their lap times as well. Since he came out of the pits for Oriel Folk, but we've not got a representative lap time compared to what Vincereskis has done. He's taken 3 attempts out of him in Sector 1 this lap. So he wasn't far behind, was he, Jarvis, Folk behind Vincereskis before the pit stop cycle, so I think they're going to have closed up a lot more. James Ebram's been off the track. Take a look at what happened to the championship leader. He was spinning over the curbs and just avoids the GT3.
Just lock it down. Just lock it down. It's fine. You don't need to risk it. Oh my word. 11 minutes left in this race. Like, you don't want to be taken out, right? Just stop the car, pick it back up, drive off into the distance. You might lose a position, you might lose 2 positions. You will still have a car underneath you. Your tyre, all that's going to happen is your tyre's going to be slightly warm. And that's not a terrible thing.
Yeah, given what we've seen today, warm tyres is not necessarily a bad thing. Avale off the road again.
That will be a drive-through penalty. Second one for Avale for into the point limit. And I believe
James Ebram
has
off
also
the road
missed it
again. What is going on for James Ebram?
Andy, please check Bozzi, blue flag again.
Monty not having great time with Bozzi about the blue flags.
Spallini into the pit lane. Spallino, sorry, into the pit lane.
Thanks.
As is Gutierrez, not Gutierrez, sorry. 07 over 43 of Matteo Lemre into the pit lane as well this lap.
So Surice stayed out, Vincereskis stayed out, Kellenberger has stayed out. Falk has already pitted.
I think Falk's in a mega position here to capitalise on this actually. His lap time last time round was 2 seconds quicker than Vincereskis, so he's going to come out, I would have thought now, ahead of Vincereskis. Unless Ignas's stop is going to be a lot shorter potentially if he's putting less fuel in the car.
Do you think they'd have to put the same amount in to go the same distance?
Yeah, unless Falk didn't have enough on board, didn't fill up all the way on the second stop, potentially.
Looks
Big
like
potentially.
Yeah, it looks like they're on similar strategies for the first 2 stops, so I'm unsure. Oh, Liam de Kock tags. Oh, that was Vincerevski's. Oh no, we've got drama.
Championship leader and race leader here. What's going to go wrong for Liam de Kock? Around the outside of the Porsche. And Vincerevski's got away with it. Liam de Kock looks like he's going to get away with it for the most part. It was 46 seconds ahead of Sebastian, and I think he's got away with it for about damage as well, fortunately for him. Inzereski's to the pit lane this lap though. And lost a lot of time in Sector 3 and Sector 4 actually, so I do wonder if he had to lift to avoid any risks there. Soroche stays out another lap though, in the lead. Watch for Oriol Folk.
Please check contact.
Oh my goodness. That is scary for a man that is trying to win a championship. And that is a LMP2 running around without an engine.
Chilton's doing a lot of yapping.
And Zareski's out of the pit lane, and Folk not through turn 1 yet. So Zareski's, was that a shorter stop then? Quite sure.
Yes, by 5 seconds. Now
That's
the question is, did Vincerowski's put enough fuel in the car, or did Folk put too much in? Because one of those is likely to be true. At this stage, I'm not sure which.
Cigaro off the road from P3. What happened here? Just looks like he's going to be a bit deep all on his own. We've seen this many, many times in every single class. And wow, very well held. Yeah, just lifted off and let it glide across the grass. It's a way to do it.
Moment of calm on the track.
Even Ubera off the road. Couldn't have jinxed it.
And it's just some all knowing, right? You're not worrying too much about that. You need to keep it in track, obviously. Incident points probably adding up as this race goes on. With only 6 minutes left, you really can't afford to drive through at this stage. But the time is ticking down. You just need to keep it pointing forwards and you probably finish where you're going. And unfortunately for Vincent van der Mulbrook, he's not one of the devices, and in fact, sideways.
Rejoins safely though, and he's about 7 seconds ahead of Alvaro. It's going to come down quickly though, safe as he loses it through a very high-speed section of the track. Didn't go wrong, and I would bet good money on it being exactly the same thing we've seen from a lot of drivers, and it is, but well, he wasn't held there, was he? But running that far behind GT3, it's a very good idea.
Tries to flick the car out of line and can't quite get it hooked up properly. They always look a lot more loose than they are, these GTPs. It's Van der Mulbrook coming through, Max Beckett. It looks like he should be slipping out every corner there and just managed to keep the car underneath him and just preserve big grey blobs. We go back to Daniel Morphy hunting Adam Jarvis for P9.
Yes, I think as they run right now, Ignis will still be champion. But I'm not sure if Oriol is going to jump Adam in the standings, and if Race Control could get us an update on that.
JL Emery's managed to get past Mick Sykon, I believe, who's got a slowdown penalty.
Yeah, I think gets past and then Mick it's up and off track or something, so what's going to happen here?
Yep, does the all-knowing bit, and it's not ended well there, unfortunately.
Daniel right on the back of Adam here, down the inside. Oh, and Adam jerks to avoid it a little bit. What's happened to Liam? Sebastian in the lead. What's happened to Liam Decott? Liam Decott picks up a meatball. What's happened to Liam here? 2x incident moment. That's not showing up on one of my trackers, so I'm not sure what's happened here. Loses a back end, and I think he breaks the suspension. He does.
welcome back to Silverstone, Zhou Guan Yu. What the hell happened there? Was that?
And he's had to tow. Liam's had to tow. No. That was Cops, I think, wasn't it? Sebastian leads.
They look very similar. Either way, that is ridiculous.
5 minutes to go. James back up into P2, despite a very adventurous day. Going to be frustrating for Liam. He did such an incredible job to get pole position and lead the whole race.
I'll say looks confident for Sebastian Vanderhoeven, but we've seen exactly what can happen to these cars from soon out of nowhere. Mick Syden's going to experience a similar fate, just gets a little bit too deep into the final chicane. Oh, very deep into the final chicane, actually.
And he's going to tow, I think, as well.
I can respect that's a very uncomfortable place to be parked.
Oh, and Matteo off.
Ayrton Koven has been tagged. Manages to do a perfect spin and will carry on like nothing ever happened. Never
Michael
mind.
Kellenberger, AM leader, off as well.
Oh, they're going to Kellenberger. Okay, that gets interesting.
Try and assess what happened here. He's around the outside, and that's going to be contact.
Yeah. So,
Be pick.
the hypercar gets away with it. The
Terrible rejoin
GT3.
from Matteo.
Avoid Gutierrez gets the microphone for something as well.
Not sure what this is going to be about.
So yellow away. He's going to do some spinning.
Classic that we've seen today, isn't it?
Does go the other side of the track, to be fair. It's a little bit of grass.
He got stuck.
It's not the.
I think that was fine, wasn't it? I think maybe they don't really know what else he could have done there. I think the other cars were just about 3 wide, weren't they?
They had a lot of closing speed on him in a very bad position. It's unfortunate. If that's what they were complaining about, I'm inclined to say NFA from that point of view, but we'll let race control handle that. Which probably means me in about a few days' time when the reports come in. Either way. 30 seconds left before they'll start showing the checkered flag. Van der Vakke is just past the start finish, so we'll get basically a full racing lap at hypercar pace before we start showing the checkers.
Yeah, this will be white flag, won't it? So one more lap for all of our drivers before the season is over.
And I'm now looking at Srice Vincerevski's and Falk. Srice Vincerevski's definitely short-pitted compared to Falk. Is Bakoven very slow in a very peculiar place.
I think he's probably caught the paint, has he? I've seen many do today. Maybe drifting out towards it, but no. And we've seen this a couple of times as well.
Doesn't
and
get
it's
the
going to be paint on the outside, isn't it?
Ooh, we haven't seen that one in a hot second, yes.
It's been a while. That was the early race incident, wasn't it? That we saw a few times.
My question is, do Srice and Vincerevski's have the fuel in the car? Because otherwise Falk has definitely lost 5 seconds on pit road. It wouldn't gain him a position those 5 seconds, but definitely kicking himself. Either way, checkered flag still yet to fly. The 06 Van der Vakke coming through Stone now. And it's basically going to be a full lap that the GT3 is going to have to do to get to...
Well, is it? Because if Davey passes him before the start-finish, Ignis is going to be set on P2, isn't he? So Oriel's going to be set for P3, so that's Davey who takes a checkered flag behind. But Ignis here is going to have to do another lap.
Now, importantly, Falk has come in through the line behind Van der Vakke, so
Thank you so much.
think actually they might be fine because they were completing the same number of racing laps. I think Falk might be caught out, unfortunately.
Kellenberger gives his thanks as he comes across the line to take the championship in GT3 AM. And he passed Oriol Falk towards the end as well to put himself on the podium overall in this final race. Be happy with that result. Liam de Klerk comes home to finish second. It's a bit of a consolation prize for Liam today, pole position, and led every lap up until his incident towards the end of the race. Perhaps a lapse of attention towards the end of that full 90-minute stint, but mega race from Liam today. He's got a lot to be proud of. Nearly won his first race today, but got the pole position and led the whole race. Sebastian Van der Heuvel yet to come across the line, but will be your race winner when he does so. Same case for Vincenzo Soroche, although don't count them too early because Ignis is on the same lap. But I think it's going to be pretty difficult for Ignis to pass Vincenzo, and I don't think that's Ignis's concern right now either, as he rides alongside his GTP teammate. But Ignis just looking for the championship in GT3 Pro. It's been a long time coming on. Championship a couple of seasons ago.
Thank you.
It's going to be the Pro Championship this season on the debut season for the Acura.
Thanks for the season, guys.
I do want to see both of these cars in GT3 Pro finish, just to make sure they have the field, because if Soriche runs out, but it does look at this point very convincing that Soriche will at least take the checkered and win the race.
Was very good fun.
And there
Soriche takes a checkered flag, thanks from some of the drivers, but our GT3 Pro champion still yet to cross the line. It's been an incredibly tight fight in GT3 Pro, perhaps the fight that, well, it was the tightest of the classes. Congratulations to Ignis Fintarescu as your champion and runner-up in today's race as he crosses the line with his GTP and GT3 teammates alongside him. James Ebram will be your champion in LMP2. Jean-Paul Seaman in GTP, who crashed out of this race earlier on. And Michael Kellenberger, your champion in GT3 AM. Dominant performance from Michael this season. He's been mega quick in that class. And James returning for another LMP2 championship. He's been very pleased with the result as well. Donuts from your championship winner. Have we got some from some of the others, James? I don't know if he's treated us to some donuts. We might have just missed it. And Michael Kellenberger as well. We spoke about it briefly, but on the overall podium as well, mega performance. And Nicole Monti getting very close to Senna Potkoven at the end. We missed that as we were watching our championship contenders come across the line.
I mean, I've hit too many curbs this race, so don't feel too bad.
Discussions from the drivers about the on-track conditions making it a little bit difficult today.
Good win. Sad that I gave it to you by accident, but you've earned it, mate. You put a lot of pressure on me because I was already pushing like a madman to get
Liam, congratulations, Sebastian.
So, thank you, lads, for the great season.
Got some drivers who are going to join us today. So we'll go to you first, James. Congratulations, LMP2 title. I know today maybe wasn't the day you wanted, but overall a very impressive season.
Thank you. No, today was not great, if I'm being honest. Made way too many mistakes. I threw away pole position by just going too deep into a corner, and then going too deep into. So in fact, Stowe was my undoing both times. So unfortunately, it just wasn't to be for me to be. To get another win today, but all I knew, I just needed to finish the race, and I'd have the title, so I was pretty relaxed about it all.
Well, congratulations, and I can assure you were not the only one that had incidents and problems at Stowe, particularly with the white lines causing havoc for a lot of drivers. So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And Ignis, congratulations. We said on the broadcast it was GT3 AM title a couple of seasons ago, and it's GT3 Pro title today. How does it feel to clinch the big one?
Absolutely amazing! Took me a year to do it, but I'm so fucking happy. Sorry, but yeah, You can see my excitement. No, I'm so excited. I did at the beginning of the season did not believe there's a chance after not finishing in top 3 for a couple times. So, but just during the season, started getting the points, and towards the end, it became possible. And I'm really surprised and really happy at the same time. It was so glad, really happy about it. The championship.
Yeah, I mean, we said on the broadcast once again, it was the tightest fight we had in all of the classes, and it really did go down to those last few laps. And I know Adam finished a little bit down the order, but he was doing one less pit stop than the rest of you, and yeah, and he's done that all season. But yeah, well, congratulations, and I hope we'll see you again next season.
Thank you. Probably not in season 9, but in season 10, I'm coming back with full force.
Sounds very good. All right, we'll see you then.
Yeah, and by the way, I just wanted to say thank you for Adam and just for consistency. Like it was a great season for him as well.
Yeah.
Just a quick thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, it was a great battle from everyone. Yeah, it was brilliant. All right, thanks for being here, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll jump to you next, Michael, as our other champion. Congratulations, and also sneak in. You had the overall podium at the end of that race as well.
Yeah, congrats to Oriol. He left me by because I got spun around in the last lap or second last lap, I think, from a GTP. That was quite unfortunate, but yeah, hats off to him to let me by in the last couple of corners. So I owe him one.
Yeah, I mean, and all season you've been absolutely rapid and pretty dominant. So congratulations.
Yeah, very happy to finally achieve it, and also finally achieve that one podium overall. And last year I was quite close in the last race also, but yeah, this time it all came together, and all the season was good, and yeah, just fantastic. And also thanks to you guys for the great broadcast, and everything went so smooth with all the servers and everything. So just big shout out to you guys, and yeah, keep pushing.
All right, well, thank you very much. Okay, we'll go to Senna next. Senna, runner-up in today's race. It got very, very close at the end. What were the conditions like out there today?
Oh, it was so tricky. I was really confident after qualifying in practice. I felt the track. It felt amazing everywhere, but from the start it was just immediately. I just could feel the track slipping away and everything. So it was just struggling from there, and I couldn't really find my groove the entire race.
Yeah, I mean, we saw pretty much. I don't think there were any drivers that didn't have a moment at some point, really. So, yeah, very, very difficult, but still P2 and held on to it at the end. So, congratulations.
Thank you.
Liam, so led the whole race pretty much with pole position as well. Slipped away from you at the end, obviously, with that unfortunate incident at Cops, but I think that the key takeaway from today is you had the pace to win overall and the pace for pole position, so congratulations. It's a mega race.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like I'm the worst LMP2 driver in the history of mankind at the moment with that spin. You do the entire race, you have all the confidence in the world, you have a lot of, you have four in the beginning, but then one left, but 3 great teammates helping you out everywhere they can, and then you screw it up in your in-lap for the final splash and dash. But
yeah, it's really unfortunate, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, still, that's the drama of racing, and that's why we love it, and that's why we hate it. And yeah, honestly, all I can do from it is learn. We had the pace to win it. We qualified in first for the first time in my ASR career. I also decided that I'm gonna stay for the GTP. I was a bit thinking about it, but I'm gonna do it. So season 9, I am back, and yeah, it's good learning process. Just sucks that this stuff happens, but
yeah, it happens
to
to
be done
everyone.
about it now, right?
Yeah, exactly, and the pace was there all day. So I think that's the main takeaway to have is just how quick you were all day. So yeah, hope to see more of that next season.
Yeah, it's good knowledge for my other events coming up this year.
Okay, I think that's all of the drivers we've got to speak to. I noticed we've been joined by race control as well. I don't know if that's just so Andy can give us an update on championship standings, or if he's just here to sit in silence.
I was just here to listen, basically.
Oh, there we go.
I have no further standing updates. I
think that's the first time anyone on our broadcast has heard you say anything other than green flag does not start the race. So our champions are going to stand as they are that we announced during the race. Full standings will be posted in the Discord server, so make sure you head to the description to join that so you can see the final standings. Still having technical issues with getting our website back up and running, but that hopefully will be done soon. And I imagine we've had a few orders come in now that the race has finished for those last few seats, but there may still be a few seats to grab. So if you are considering joining us for next season, head over to the Discord and grab your seat as soon as possible.
If you don't, I will, and that would be terrible.
If you don't, I will, and that would truly be terrible.
Oh, God.
Right, we'll just very briefly run you through our race results in GCP. Davey van der Vacker took the win, as we expected from about the half race distance, but it wasn't as simple as that in the opening stint. Jeffrey Ross came home to finish P2, Antonino Segaro in P3, Ayrton Koikkoven finished P4, Alvaro Gutierrez P5, Vincent van der Moelenbroek P6, Viton in P7, Pons P8, Avale P9, and Quinten Verdonk in P10. 5 laps down for Verdonk. Preem on pole and dominant pace at the beginning, but had a couple of incidents, and that's why he finished 30 laps down in P11. A similar case for Seaman, who was also 31 laps down, and Pete Preen's 44 laps down, only competing 4 laps before he had his incident that took him out of the race. LMP2, Sebastian van der Heuvel won in the end, but only led, I think, 2 laps in the end. Liam de Kock led the whole race up until then. We spoke to him a few moments ago. James Ebram, your championship winner, came home in P3. Melvin Gack in P4. Glamshatter and Walsham P5 and P6, but I don't think Walsham will be scoring points because he's 36 laps down. GT3 Pro was run by Vincenzo Sarace, and your championship winner came home in P2. You can see him on your screen right now. That was Ignas Vincerevskis, Oriol Falk in P3, Luigi Nespolini P4, Alex Ott P5, Ligeri P6, Ubera P7, Moore P8, Jarvis P9, Maggioni P10 and 40 laps down. All those drivers that were 1 lap down were actually on the lead lap. That was just timing with the GTP leader, as we see very often. GT3 AM, Michael Kellenberger took the win to Senna Botkoven and Nicole Monte, who finished incredibly close at the end of the race. Tiemann Scholten in P4, Caranta P5, Kran and Sayan came home in P6 and P7, Jimenez P8, Lemray P9, Quinton Bossi Sibo in P10. And that is your full grid, all of our AM drivers completing the race distance. Okay, and I'll quickly close out. We'll let Kirby give us his moment of the race, as always, before we close out for the season.
No, I have one this time. Screw you. Avale's goddamn heroic. What if I just drive in a straight line to avoid the spinning GT3 on my inside?
That was, yeah, pretty brilliant. We saw some very good avoidance maneuvers today, didn't we? To dodge some of the spins that we saw on the white lines. I think my moment of the race has had to be my PC crashing halfway through. Apologies for the little gap in the broadcast. We did miss some of the action, but most of it was left towards the end. So thanks to everyone that joined us today. In particular, thanks to everyone that joined us across the season. It's been absolutely brilliant to have you. We will be back for Season 9. You can find all the information on our Discord server. But I tell you what, we're back for the first race on the 27th of March. That's going to be at Monza, and that's a triple header. We go to Interlagos and Zolder after that. Then we're going to break week for the Race for a Cause 24 race. And then we're going to go into a little bit of a different format to what we usually have. We're going to go a double header at Red Bull Ring and Mugello. Then the following week, we have our first ever GT3 only race at Virginia International Raceway. And then the following week after that, we have our GTP only race at Barcelona. And then we're going to finish off the season with a double header following on from that, but it's a double header for both classes at Spa-Francorchamps. And then we're going to follow out at Portimao with another 90-minute season finale. So thanks again to everyone that joined us, and we hope to see you next season.